What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Dejavu RDA. Right here we have our packaging. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And inside the box we do get this nice zipper pouch. There are two zippers on it. We're going to go ahead and open this up. And inside we'll find stickers. We get some pre-made Fused Claptons, that's nice. We have our top cap, the deck, as well as this very fancy spare tools and spare goodies is located. Go ahead and set that aside for now. On our top cap, we have adjustable side airflow with cutouts on the very bottom. On this side it says DJV and some completely unreadable text on there. The drip tip is a standard 810 configuration with an O-ring on the inside, and the top also pulls out. It's got these parallelogram shaped airflow slots, and they'll line up with the triangles on the outside. Now, with this airflow, there is no option for single airflow. Basically, they are having you run this in dual airflow mode at all times. You are able to close the side airflow off, but the bottom airflow, as we will see on the deck, is fixed. It is wide open, and it does lead to these two port style airflow holes, similar to the Kennedy or the Tsunami by Geek Vape. And then, as you can see, we have this gold plated T-style posts. There are 3 holes in each. We have 2 on the top and then 1 at the lower section. And then the posts down at the bottom for our airflow is also gold plated. On the bottom, you have your standard 510 positive pin there. Dejavu RDA Mark I, design in Malaysia. All right, now, included with this RDA is the bag of goodies, and inside here we do get our BF pin or our squonk pin. There are 2 Allen keys and some spare O-rings. Let's go ahead and pull this out completely. We'll set this all to the side. Now, the included Clapton coils, I will not be using these in today's build. I have some of my own Clapton wire pre-spun. This is 24 gauge Canthal with 36 gauge nichrome on the outside. We're looking to get a fairly low build, but also I wanted to really push the capabilities of this build deck, as it does have those 3 holes, so we can sort of offset our build big enough and make sure that it sits nicely inside there. Alright, so let's go ahead and put the deck onto our device. I'm going to grab some tools. We're going to wrap these Claptons. Probably going to do it around a 3.5 diameter. Like I said, I really want to push the boundaries of this RDA and kind of see what we can do with it. We're gonna put them aside. Let's go ahead and drop out this 3 diameter pin. And so there is our first coil, and we have our second coil on there as well. There are our two Fused Claptons. They are both 7 wraps. We're gonna go ahead and install these. All right, so on these posts, they have this T shape. There are Allen keys on the top 4, as well as Allen keys on either side. Inside our spare parts, we do get 2 different size Allen keys. The one is going to be for the squonk pin, and then the spare one is going to be for your actual post. Now, I'm going to be using the T-tool that I have, and we're going to just unthread all 6 of these. I just want to kind of take a look and see how our coils are going to fit best in here. And let's go ahead and pop these open. Alright, so taking a closer look at this deck, when we open up all 6 of these holes, it is actually quite easy to get into them. With the offset like that, it's going to make it very easy to place our coil in the one side like that and get it specifically over our airflow, which I believe that's going to make it very easy for installs on this deck. So I'm really excited to go ahead and take a look at this. The threads seem to be very smooth on this deck so far. I'm going to go ahead and get these coils installed. We'll make sure they're firing nice and even, and we will go from there. Alright, so with this first coil installed, you can see that the placement is set just above the airflow. Those posts are actually placed very nicely. They have sort of this angled fire that's hitting directly under the coil, so I believe we're going to get some excellent flavor off of this, and the spacing on those coils is going to be really nice. So let's go ahead and flip over to the other side, and we will get the second coil installed. Alright, so with both coils now installed, we're going to go ahead and fire this a couple times, start to break it in. It is asking new coil. We'll go ahead and hit up. These ohmed out at a 0.09. Now, that will change as we begin to fire this and start to break it in. Let's go ahead and back this down. We'll start fairly low and work our way up. Alright, and so with the power of video editing, we are going to break in the coils. Cue intense music now. Alright, and there we have it. They're both glowing evenly from the inside out, and they have turned out beautifully. Let's go ahead and pop this deck off of here, throw it back down, and check the resistance. And 0.18. Alright, so that's actually at a really nice spot for these coils. They seem to be sitting very beautifully on there. And we're gonna go ahead, throw some cotton in here, juice it up, and see how it goes. Alright, and there we have it. The very first wick job is done. Let's go ahead and juice this up. Today we're going to be using some Bomb Bomb's Sticky Icky. This is their version of a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I've actually never had this one before, so new RDA, new juice, and well, I've vaped these coils before. And I've been using this box because it's completely beat up. It's been one of my favorite boxes. So let's go ahead and get this juiced up, take a couple hits on it, see how it vapes, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on this thing. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start her off at about 85 watts. I'm going to throw the top cap on. The first drag is going to be with the side airflow completely closed off. So basically this is just a bottom airflow draw on this. The side airflow is completely closed off. This is at 85 watts. Here we go. Alright, so far, the build can definitely use a good bit more wattage. The airflow on the bottom is super smooth. I've not ran into any leaking issues so far, but I guess after the next couple drags we're going to find out. I'm going to take another drag at about 105 watts with the side airflow completely closed off. So there we go, 105. This top cap is a little snug to get on, but we'll see. Alright, so flavor is actually pretty intense on this. We're going to push it up to 115, open up one airflow on either side with the bottom airflow wide open. Definitely gets noisy. So now I feel we're starting to get a little too much airflow in through the top cap since the bottoms are wide open. Now basically just a quick rundown on this RDA. Being that you have the 3 holes to put coils into, you have the side that unthreads and then opens up at the very bottom, and then you have the 2 on the top that open up for the total of 4 across the top holes. Definitely made installing this build very easy. If we take a closer look here, you can see that the build actually landed almost perfectly flat, straight across the airflow. I'm very pleased at how the coils landed, and that was very easy to get in place. Now, one thing I did have trouble was with the wicking. It almost feels like they ran out of room when you're trying to get the wicks down the side. Now, basically these are massive coils. They're 3.5 millimeter in diameter, and they are with 24 gauge fused cores. So it is a very chunky, very large coil. And I understand that you can fit a lot of cotton in there, so maybe with a smaller build, it would have definitely made it a bit easier to get less cotton tucked down in the sides. Now, overall, it wasn't that bad once I got it in there. It did take me a little bit, so maybe after the first couple wick jobs, it will become easier. We're gonna go ahead and crank this all the way up. It goes to 157 on this box. And we are going to open up all 3 of these side airflow holes, and we're going to take one final drag on this just to kind of see how it runs. I am thinking that it's going to gain a bit more noise. Now that time putting the top cap on it was a bit smoother, so let's go ahead. We're going to take our final drag here to 157 watts. Airflow wide open on either side with the bottom airflow. Let's go ahead and see how it is. Alright, so with a massive build like this inside the RDA with the airflow wide open, I can definitely understand why they have the bottom airflow as well as the side airflow. All in all, very nice RDA. The presentation, just kind of bringing this all back together. The presentation that it comes in with this, little pouch or carrying case is nice. You do get a handful of different accessories. Now, some of these spare screws will be needed. With the tool that they include, the Allen key, the side screws on my unit were actually almost stripped out after that first tightening down, and I didn't really crank it tight, but I did notice that they slipped a little bit. So basically that is one downfall, but otherwise I mean, this has been an overall great package, and so thanks for checking the video out, guys, and this will end our Dejavu RDA how to build.
So how do you like it?